Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Jayfeather 25 RV travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, your awning, make plenty of room for that to come in and out. On your off campsite, first off, your slide. Leave room for that to come in and out unimpeded. But then I want you to also leave yourself a walking path. Because something else you have to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. They are going to be both your power and your campsite water, back rear corner, off campsite, or driver's side of your tow vehicle. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities when you get there. Once you park and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. The unit does have a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. I do recommend close your slide, find the center of your unit, put a stick on level on there. That'll tell you when this is level. Have someone watch that. Once your unit is level, I do want to point out, if you don't have power, there's a manual override right here for that hand crank that will get this up and down if you don't have power. Once you got a unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit, you have these stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch hand crank. Put that on there. Crank them down. As I crank them down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight. It's going to really protect the feet. Put them down. Use your 10% off coupon. Grab a 4-pack of those from our store. You can use an impact driver or drill gun to make this a little quicker. Just when you get to the bottom, slow down, because that's all you want to do. We're just stabilizing the unit. We're not lifting it at all. As soon as it feels like we're starting to get any type of resistance on this hand crank going down, that's when we want to stop. Again, stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. We're already level. We're just going to run all four of those down, get our unit level. Once it's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, all the way back in this rear corner. This big long 30 amp cord. Where these plug in now. Let's get some black washer. So they kind of come in at an angle. Let me show you here. Come in at a little left angle. Wiggle it in and then turn it to the right. Then put on your black washer to lock that in. Now at the end of that 30 amp, should you need to, in your convenience pack, is a 30 to 110 adapter if you've got to plug it at home somewhere. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Real easy on this unit. City Water Connect for your campsites. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. Always use this when putting fluid in here. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn on your hose yet. Let's find your hot water heater. So on your campsite over here, just above where your J-port stand sets up, is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, folks, we can lift this right off. Make sure our drain plug's back in there. We may have left it out last time we were camping, draining our hot water heater. Throw some plumber's tape on that, see that white? Get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if your hose has been on for a little while, go inside the unit, deploy your slides if you need to get to your water taps. Open up your water taps, let all the air out of the lines. Once the air is out of the lines, close them off. Then you can turn on this hot water heater from indoors. Once you turn that on indoors, you're all set for water. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water, we're going to use potable water. In that case, fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose to fill it up. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two, on the inside where you check your battery in black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. That'll tell you when this tank is full. Now once this is full, that's when you want to turn on your water pump. Anytime you want to utilize the water out of this pump, turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That is already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. Already camping. I'm going to go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Starting right up here on the campsite. The big pass-through storage here. This is a docking light here. Lighting out here, 110. Straps to hold things down. Your manual hand crank. Again, your hot water heater. Put this back on there for you. Show you your J-port system. So the biggest thing you need to remember when putting this together here is make sure you put it together so this end is toward the trailer. That way it can reach the quick connect here. If you flip this around, it may go to the other end. So this simply lifts up off here. Like so. That's the foot that fits in there. And then this J-port just pulls out from inside. That's how you'll travel with those. Again, hot water heater. You got a couple outdoor speakers, bright LED awning lights. This is a vent for your microwave. This is a vent for your fridge, an access panel to the back of your fridge. A flue for your furnace. Two things. Make sure this is never blocked, and if you are running your furnace, that will get hot. Again, your fresh water. You're all set up for a TV out here. Put a mount on here. 110's the cable. You have a little outdoor kitchen area. Some lighting. A couple 110s back here. Electric fridge. A little storage, and of course, a bottle opener. Make sure you keep this locked when you're traveling. So step light that allow you to see your steps easier at night. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year and check the seams of your roof. Caulk as needed. You're prepped for a Furon backup camera. Device you can purchase that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicating with this device, giving you a backup camera. On the rear here, you have an outdoor shower. Your 751 key will open that up. Hot and cold water shower. Your low point drain. On this rear corner, your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our black and gray tanks. City water connect, cable for the campsite. Again, your power. Here's our black and gray holding tanks with our handles. Come around your slide. This low point drain right here is for your freshwater tank. Your pass-through storage. This is your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. Does not work if it's plugged in, only battery power. Speaking of batteries, check your terminals now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Solar power. You're prepped for solar. You can plug in the solar panel there and it'll trickle charge your batteries. Your propane does have a cover. And it is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty-loosey to open. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. So the first thing I like to point out in every unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming in immediately to the left, I knocked this out. This is a template for where it's wired for solar. Leave that on there in case someone ever decides to wire this for solar. That is for the tech to know where all the wiring is at. There's your thermostat. Down on the floor here is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping, nothing plugged in charging your battery, use that battery disconnect if you're going to be gone for the day, otherwise this will run your battery down. Coming in, entry doorway, your closet, control panel. So here's your brand new battery. Here's your fresh, black, and gray tanks. That fresh water button is what I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Over here's your where you turn on your water heater if you're hooked up to electric, your water heater if hooked to gas, does make a difference. Your water pump when using potable water. Awning light, I'll shut that off. Living room lights. Your slide control, we'll run that in when we're done. Your awning. I have not extended that all the way. I just want to show you. When you see that white flap fall down to 90 degrees and you can see your brown bar, that's as far as you want to go. That will extend itself past there and run itself up backwards. They have yet to design one that stops on its own. It's not a carefree. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Back in here for you. Alright, as slides in, we will continue the tour. Coming in, we'll walk right into your bathroom here to the left. This is where you have 110 with GFCI reset. It's a lighting in here. This is a door that you want to make sure when you're traveling, you have it snapped open. It does have its own lock for when you're inside using it, but travel, best if bungee corded open. Lighting above your seating, you have what we call the parachute pull. Grab that handle, pull it like a parachute, that'll recline you. Same thing over here, opposite side. Dinette, if you wiggle this table up, these legs will remove. Set this table down on these wooden pieces here. Put your back cushions on top. That'll give you another sleeping quarters. A lot of individual lighting up in here. Self-explanatory microwave. You have a fan and a light here. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Set that back. Turn on your panel light. Turn that to light. It'll turn to red. Hit your spark and there's your flame. Now same thing on your oven. Turn this to light. Hit your spark, then set it to the desired temperature. No need for a pilot light on these. Rock your panel light down, becomes an oven light. And over here, it's your Furion fridge, entertainment center. Turn your TV on here. There's your television working. Put that back off. RV Technology sound system. Oh, one thing on the TV. See this green light here? When you arrive at a camp, before you run your digital channel scan to pick up the local channels, make sure that green light is on. It's a digital channel enhancer and allows you to pick up more channels. Turn on our RV Sound Technology sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth. Get a channel to come in out here.
That was the number of minutes.
Now shut it off indoors. Now it's just outdoors. Shut them both off. Or indoors and outdoors. Touch it once for mute. Hold it in to shut it off. Come down your hallway here. You do have an extension. Below that, is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. I gotta figure out which side to push in here. Looks like you got a ton of 15s down there. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Back into the bedroom. Another door to make sure you have bungee corded back. Your smoke alarms here. You do have a hand crank open exhaust vent in your bedroom. You also have lighting and accent lighting for the back. These will turn on these lights back here. You're also prepped for a TV back here. Backer for it, cable in 110. Emergency escape window, USB ports in 110 next to the bed as well, and some storage. These come down to your cup holder, set it in there, press down on it, snaps in for a dining tray. That about covers everything in here. This way for travel. Let's act like we're leaving and closing the campsite up. So the first thing I like to do is go to my control panel and shut off my interior lights. Once my lights are off, I can walk around and see all the individual lighting that I need to walk through the trailer and shut off. Oh, my accent lights. It's just good to shut off your living room ones because it makes it easier to see what you've forgotten for lights. Make sure your TV is tucked back into travel position. Now I can turn on my living room lights and say doors and drawers. Make sure that all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing is going to impede your slide from coming in. Specifically, make sure that your extension is down and hit retract. You also have another exhaust here, power one. Hand crank open. Once that's in, shut off our interior lights, exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, we're closing these up, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open so this doesn't catch on it coming in. Lift that up and in, lock this, lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn this handle, your door is ready for travel. At this point, we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our water, our power, and our cable. If we're at a campsite, we're going to open up both those low point drains. If we are boondocking, dry camping, there's our freshwater tank. We can empty that there. After our waters are drained, come back around to our hot water heater. And just lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remainder of the hot water out of your hot water heater, just like that. You just dump in there to show you that. Make sure the handle goes back down, otherwise your door won't go back on. Then you can pull this low point drain. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is all the way at the rear on your driver's side. You got a 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Once you get there, hook that hose up. We're gonna pull this handle over here on the right. That is your black holding tank. That's your sewage. And once it sounds like that's no longer draining, leave that black handle open And with the hose at the dump station, along with your water pressure regulator, hook that up and turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes. Longer if no one's behind you. Let that wash out your black tank, get all that nastiness out of there. Unhook that hose, close your black handle once it's done draining, and then pull this first gray handle. After that one sounds like it's no longer draining, pull your other gray handle. Once them are done, take your sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. We thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayfeather for many years to come. Happy camping.